Hey everybody, welcome back. It is week 5 on the TOS Enterprise Bridge. And yes, that's right, Mr. Jack Torrance is finished. I was able to get everything. I finished up everything this week, and you know I'm going to share lots of pictures, did even a video, and didn't have the camera in my hand and put it on the stand and then had my little turntable. Now I need to get me one that does it by itself so I can keep my hands out of the frame. But Mr. Torrance is done. Finished. Client's very, very happy. So Mr. Torrance will be going home this next week. So yay. And also with the Enterprise, with that being done, and I'm going to be focusing more on the Enterprise Bridge right now, I started getting the aftermarket parts from Lake Munster in Duluth that my friend so graciously sent to me. I really love it. A lot of great detail in that. You got to do a little work. You know, these are, cast resins, so there's always going to be a little tweak, but it's fun. It looks great, and I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, so with that, if you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button. You click on that bell, and you'll know every time I upload. And thank you, everyone. I really do appreciate it a lot. We are now at 495. 5 more to hit the 500. I'm jacked. I'm jazzed. Yay. Great. And so if you see me doing something in a video because you just joined my channel, or or you've been with the channel for a while and you're going back to things, if you see a technique I did, or if I did something, you're kind of like, okay, why did you come to that? Or you need help with something, you need to ask a question, or hey, do you know a workaround? Please email me at bucktmoore@gmail.com or put it in the comment section. And also in the comment section, I like, hey Buck, great job. Hey Buck, okay, oh, all right. And then Buck, man, what the heck were you thinking when you did that? Put that in the comment section, and I answer within 12 to 24 hours. So with that, let's get to the bench. Good afternoon. It's Tuesday, and yes, I'm in the studio. I did do a little bit yesterday. Started working on getting the finishing touches on Jack Torrance's face, and put a gloss coat on the floor. And then I've got the railings up, as you can see, and all that done. I'm gonna have to. I'm seeing where I'm going to have to do a little bit more work for the seams on some of these. I didn't get them as good as I thought, but that'll be no issue. I can take care of that pretty quick. But what I'm doing right now is I am going to paint all the fronts of the stations and everything. I'm paint up flat black to help do that light block, because I don't want to spray behind here because it's so hard to try to mask that. And so I'm going to just do it from the front and the sides and just go that way. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing now, is doing some painting with the black. And hopefully I might get onto a couple more things today, which I probably am. You know me. But yeah, so first I'm going to get the black down, and then I'll go from there. See you soon. Hey everyone, good Wednesday afternoon, and yes, mail call came, and this was gotten for me by a good dear friend who's also doing the TOS Enterprise Bridge build, and he's like, hey, got something to show you. So this comes from Lake Munster Details, and to help you, the kit was originally produced for Cult, TV Man, designed by Mark King, and then refined by the late Don Mathis. So yes, I love this thing. It's going to be great. Good, helpful templates, all the fun stuff. But let's kind of dig in real quick. So these right here are the walls on either side of the main view screen. And very cool, very, very decent detail. Very, very good detail. And then he also designed these, so you can just come in, and I'm still playing with it. Oh, sorry. So come in, and still got to do some cleanup, but as you can see, that's what it's doing right there. So then some really great chairs, and yeah, awesome. And then the bottom of them, so look really great, and I cannot wait. So there's the chair. Then here is the main view screen. it's done. What I really like is it goes into where, let me see if I can find it for you real quick, guys. It goes into the parts that Paragraphic's done. So if you were going to do the uber detailed main view screen, I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to find where I put that real quick so I can share that with you. And of course I got it placed somewhere else. Because, you know, I'm going to do show and tell about mail call, and it's like, oh, I forgot something. So where did I put it? It's here. I just got to remember where I put it, because you know me, I put things back where I could find them easy, which was back in the kit box. So this is the TOS bridge display kit. And for like the uber detailing of the main viewer, you see add crown, add baseboard, fill angle, add diagonal, all that fun stuff. And so here's the kit, and here's what they redesigned. So yay. Lots of cool things, even extra detail on the side, you know, because it sits up there, but you still see a bit of that, that detail. And then the other really cool thing to help with that is this for the back of the view screen. Sorry guys. Very, very cool. Lots of cleanup to do, yes, I know that, but I'm looking forward to it. So, and then, let's see, here is the captain's chair. And the great thing about this is you see the extra little detail to help do that wood that you didn't get on the original kit. And then here is home and navigation, all one clear piece. Gonna have to do some cleanup work, but yeah, it's sweet. And then communicators, the comms on each of the stations that you always see it on. But now I also got these extra uber detailed clear sheets for each of the station. This is one of the top consoles. This is Spock's station, and from when I bring out the kit that or the part that I'm going to be doing this to, I will definitely show you that uber nice detail, because instead of it being flat, you've got the library computer and all that. Still lots of cleanup to do, but hey. And then let's see. Then other stations, so it's got that little bit of raised detail. Now you can still light it, but what's going to be great about this is it where the photo etch is great, this is giving that little bit of touch knob punch detail. So yay. So next thing I got to do is get these guys into a bath and get that release agent all taken off from the casting, and then yay, gonna have more fun with that. Then I also put a matte coat on Jack, and then I went back and glossed the eyes with gloss varnish, and then the mouth I did satin. But yay, not bad. Really happy with that. And sorry, I forgot to show this. This also came with it. This is, you know, the turbo lift. So I'm gonna definitely look into that, but I kind of like that molding, but I'm going to just double check because I can't always remember. And also, yes, I have now got it all sanded down again. All the seams look better. So now I'm going to go paint it. And I also, like I said, I took off the command area so I could get in here and get a little bit better paint and get some sanding done. And then I'll repaint that when I get this taken care of. So, and yes, I took all the railing sides off because it was easier that way. So that's where I'm at right now, guys. So I am going to get these in a bath and get going from there. But what's great again is you can see the detail. And yes, don't worry, I will have all the fingerprints cleaned up. But I wanted to share. So here's the surprise I've been alluding to for a couple weeks, guys. So, all right, well, I'm going to get back to work. So see you soon. Good morning. It is Friday, and yes, I did work in the studio yesterday, but I was trying to iron some things out so I can show you. And so yeah, I am going to share. But first, Mr. Jack is now cleaned up. I got to do just a little bit more, but he's getting close. And what I did is I got him secured, hit both of his arms in, secured. Then there was such a big gap. Like this one, you can actually see just from that putty right there, because there's the seam right there. This one was all the way, I mean, big gap. So I tried something, and it actually, I kind of did like it. It worked well. First thing I tried, or what I started with, was I took my hot glue gun and I put hot glue into the joint, or that seam. And I'm just, first time I ever did it, I'm still learning. I saw on YouTube, so I tried it, and it worked really good. But the one thing I'm going to say about it is, next time I'm not going to bring it all the way up. I wanted to let the putty do that, because what I've had to go back and redo is where the hot glue was above. I could cut down some, but then when I'm trying to make sure it's smooth with the cloth, yeah. So finished doing putting and sanding last night. So I will be painting him. And also, you remember my friend sent me these awesome details to add, and I started playing around with them. And so let me just show you this. So yesterday I was trying to figure out if I could still use the masks that I had, but no. If you see, I'd have to cut that down, but here, let's just do that real quick. I'm just going to cut the top. You can see that edge right there. That's what I'm going to get out. And just going to use my handy dandy tweezers or snips and make sure I don't cut the actual thing, because I could do that. I've been known to do that, and I get ticked at myself for that. So I just want to get it nice and easy, and I don't want to crack a lot of it, because it's starting to, see right there, there's a little bit of edge there. So I'm kind of just going at this slow. Make sure if you're trimming like this, don't leave it, don't try to do it all at once. Cut it into sections so it's easier, and then I can clean that up. And so as you can see, it's very, very good. It just sometimes, because these are private casts, as I showed you. Very good work though from Don on, and as you see, that happened. But that's okay. That's nothing. So even without the sanding, I can put that there, kind of right there, and you can see where the masks were, and now where this new control, what these are. So I'm going to sand all that. I saved the masks. I've saved photo etch, because I'm going to build the original first. It's just a half bridge, but I'm going to build that out so I can use the things up. But this is kind of what I was trying to figure out yesterday, is how the heck, because he does give you great masks and that, but also just know you're going to have to, he's going to have to play a little bit with it, just to make sure you get it right way. It's not, but also I got primer on the chair so I can see what I need to fix up. But first, get things cleaned up, get things moved around, and get Mr. Torrance's jacket all taken care of. So after I get that done, I will turn the camera back on and show you guys. Alright, Jack's upper torso is drying, and I started cleaning up some of the chairs, and these are ready to get painted. I have a little putty work on a few others, but I wanted to show you something I do, especially for like with the you have these joints, or you know, where the next part goes in, and you're trying to paint it, but just like, oh, I don't want to put the whole chair together, so I can do that. So what I'm doing is using the plethora of toothpicks I have, because God knows you need them, not just for modeling, but yeah. But so I trim both ends. Now you have to decide whether on how big you want it. So looking at this, I know I needed to go below that taper right there. I needed to get to that taper. Let's see if I can show you those. Let's do that. So I wanted to get it to that taper right there. So that's what I did. Then all I do is I get it in there, make sure it's tight, and then I can do that. So let me get a little closer. Maybe you can see a little bit better this time. So again, I just cut my end at the taper like so. Then I push it in, and now I'll be able to rotate and hold this while I'm using my airbrush, and yay, and then I have some place to put it back when it's dry. Now these, I got a little sand work because I had to do a little putty work, and as you can see, there's a hole in this one that I'm trying to make sure gets where it needs to. And then, because yes, I'm pushing it in a little bit. This is that plastic putty from Vallejo, the liquid plastic putty. So yep, so that's where I'm at right now, guys. I am going to start. First, I'm going to get all these damn toothpicks picked up. And if you're asking why they're all spilled out and not in something cool, it's because I went upstairs to grab them and I didn't realize the box was open, and when I went to get it up, it kind of dumped. So yeah, so next I'm going to start working on the templates for the stations on the bridge while I wait for that to dry. And like I said, Jack's coat, his upper torso is now done. I'm going to let it dry and see if I need to do any touch-up painting. And yeah, so that's where I'm at right now, guys. I just want to make sure I shared that tidbit with you, because there's nothing more frustrating than working with something and you're like, how do I do this? How do I do this? And honestly, guys, I know there's a lot of good things to help keep models up, but toothpicks for like those joints, it's the easiest thing to do. Alright, well, I'm going to get back at it. So I will return. Alright, working on getting the mask cut out. And I know I kind of went on it before, but I don't remember if I got all the way through it or I forgot to do, because I looked at the video and I go, wait a second, I thought I had more onto that. So I'll go over it again. So, but there's a couple things I want to help show you guys with this from Lake Monster Details. The little ones are all switches. Those are switch areas. And I went through a couple of old set photos. I didn't realize the bridge was as lit up as it was. I always thought it was like just solid, you know, push button like the switches there. I'm still debating, but one of the things I looked at and it's like, okay, well, where's what? What's with what? And okay, so here's a template, and this is weapons. So if you have, let me zoom in more. Let me zoom up. So if you have the updated or new decal sheet, I have to look here at weapons. I want to make sure everything, I'm going to get everything on. So I can see that's where the switches are, and that's there. When I did the science station, you know I'm adding more. And the same thing is going to be with communications. Let me see if I can find that one real quick. Okay, here we go. So now let's see if I can zoom in a little more. Try to keep it in camera. So here's the decal that they did for communications, which is good. But it's also helping me, okay, I know what I need to do. And what I mean by that, when I cut out the templates, I want to make sure I'm not cutting something that I don't need out. So, like right here, that's the communications or the intercom. And they say, oh, drill that out so you can light it. Well, I'm not, I'm not. There's that. Now, like I said, I might embark on the switches. I'm still thinking on that. But I wanted to share that with you guys, because sometimes it can get confusing. You're trying to find reference pictures and all that. Sometimes it's just easy to come back to the decal sheet and see what's got, you know, what it actually should look like. Because I know they did their research, and you can go look at the set. It's in there. But I know that I don't need to cut that one. Oh, sorry. Get back in here. I know I don't need to cut that out because that's where the communicator goes, or the intercom. All right. So now I know that. I have. Okay, sorry guys. Weapons. Okay, that is weapons. I kind of got these all laid out, and that is navigation. So we'll do navigation because there's not a lot of it, and I'm going to try to do the best I can. It's a little further forward than I want, but that's alright. So with this, I cut with my scissors on the outside line for it, and that's the easy part. But then it's like, okay, how do I take care of these? Well, first get you a good old sharp X-Acto blade on, good new one, and then it's just like doing anything with X-Acto. Don't press super hard down. Just let the blade do the work, and basically all I'm doing is following the print line. That's what I'm going after. And now I'll turn it. Make sure I'm still in camera with you guys. And you're definitely going to want to make sure you have your finger close to the area you're going to cut to help hold it down in place. Because if you don't, if you're trying to hold back here or you're holding out here, it's going to, you see how it picks up. So, now, sorry guys, trying to make sure I'm staying in camera. I'm seeing it and my fat finger is out of the way. Again, like I said, and you see that right there? See why I had to move my finger up? Because even pulling the blade across, the paper wasn't all the way down. So, again, I do that, and voila. If you need to, double check, but, and there is that one. And then I'll just go here and trim up that. So, maybe. Huh. Okay. Again, same thing, guys. Just don't get in a rush. Don't get too hurry. I'm trying to keep my finger out of the camera view, but still keep the pressure on. Maybe, okay, that's close enough. Because I got that one, okay. And, again, if you seem like you thought you cut too much out, that's okay, guys. Just don't try to go into another area, don't overdo it. And especially where there's these thin areas, like right here, that little piece, you'll see here in just a second. That part can actually start to tear if you're not careful. And as you saw that, there we go. I'm going to put you there. See what I'm saying, guys? Okay. And there. I'm going to have to get a new mat, too. This thing's old and cruddy. I've used it for a long time, so it's time probably to get a new one when I get a few more sales done on my store at my shop online. Then yeah, I'll get a new one. And if you're wondering what I'm saying there, I opened an Etsy store, BTM Scale Modeling, and it's where I, like the bridge here, I'm doing it all. I'm putting it in my shop, and let somebody purchase it and have the love and the memories that this is going to go. And that's all I'm going to say. I'll put a link. You'll see the link in the video anyway, or not the video, but you'll see my thing on the intro credits. So, okay, if you kind of get lost, you can always turn it over to make sure you cut every area, because trust me, I have to do that anyway, because I thought I cut it and then I didn't. So now the last one I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to take this one out, this little switch, and then I'll get cutting on these. And just like that. And with these smaller ones, sometimes I don't really have to move it around because there's just not a whole lot of distance to go. And then there. Okay. Alright guys, well I'm going to get these cut out, and then I will put the camera back on so you can see the way I set them on the console. So I'll be back. Alright, I'm going to show you how I do it. You can do it either way you want, but I use my T.B.I tape. Love this stuff. And I will start anywhere really, but I want to make sure the tape has a good bite to the mask, because you know they sometimes don't. I know I don't. Sometimes I put it on too little, and it just, when I go to pick it up, it just does that. So now here where the thin lines are, that the best way I do it is I bring the tape up to the bottom of the lowest point, like right here, so I can actually get it, hopefully keep it all where it needs to, you know, to be. And then actually what I might do first is I'm going to make sure I pull it tight, so when I go do the next part that it's not bunching up, or you know, it's not sitting. And again, make sure I get a good bite on that, not covering up any of the template areas I need to keep open. Okay, and then what I sometimes do, especially when there's very low area for the tape, I'll put one right in the middle to keep them both squared. And now, or keep it on there, and now I just carefully, see what I'm saying? See that right there? That's what I thought. So I am going to put just a bit more on both sides of that, just to help keep it stronger. I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, now let's try this again. Okay, here we go. Yay! Alright, so the easiest way I found for me to do it is I'll turn like this on its end, and I will start, let's say I'm going to line it there, but I don't stick it down yet because I still have to move, and I want to make sure that everything is where it needs to be. So, sorry guys, probably get out of camera. And then I'll do this one, and then I'll just keep working my way around to get it all on, and then I go and do that. Try to keep it tapped, you know, and there we go. So, alright, I'm going to get back at it, guys. I'm not going to bore you watching me do that again, so I will be back. Yes, here's another, the other bridge kit I had. And the reason I'm using it right now is because on the one that I've been doing with you guys, this here keeps coming apart, and I gotta keep sanding and painting. So I gotta dig into it, and this will become the half bridge. But what I'm doing right now, besides painting the flooring, is I wanted to give you guys, if you're the original, this white kit, you saw me putting the mask on. So instead, because now I'm going to have to do some moving around or getting rid of styrene, I'm going to spray the template so I have a good area and it's not and then that way I know what I need to do and where, and then I can just take it off like that. It'll dry, and then I'll be able to take care of it. And yes, I did. You will want to, I would keep the original and make copies. So you're always going to have a little bit. You know, you always got the mask or the templates. So that's that, and yay. So I'm going to keep at it, and I'll come back when I have more to share. All right, jacket and everything's painted, And yeah, got a little bit of touch up, clean up, but everything I should have him finished tomorrow. I gotta go back in and touch up the fingernails and then put a clear coat on and then put his head on. But yeah, get little things cleaned up. But hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow, once get the fingernails finished, and then I'll get it clear coated. And I gotta finish the buttons too. And yeah, get his head on tomorrow. I don't want to put it on because I've already cleared it, taken care of it, and got gloss on the eyes. I'm not really wanting to have to go do that again, but it's okay. I will if I need to. But yeah, so there we go. Yay. Alright guys, I will return. Well, good morning. It is Saturday and the exhaust fan is working because I'm sealing things up. And Mr. Torrance is like getting right there, almost right there. So letting that dry. And I thought I'd show something with this. My painting again, sorry guys. So we know that that's black, everything else is blue. Now, one thing I like to do is always like try to appreciate a little bit, but with this going a lot more black than blue, I'm still going to airbrush, and I'm not worried about the bleed because that's going to help create a little shadow, more of a shadow. And you go, well, why don't you just do it by hand? And I mean, I could, but why? If I can use my airbrush, then I don't have lines, because this is a really smooth cast kit. So again, I'm just trying to hit the areas that I know are going to be that black. And then what I'll do is I will let these dry after I make sure I got them the way I want. And then I'll mask it off and mask off the black and then take care of the blue. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now, guys. So don't ever be too overly worried if you're trying to figure out, oh, I gotta have two colors. One, yes, you can mask. Two, if you know there's going to be black on part of it and then the other part's color, go ahead and do the black first, because that helps get that little bit over there is appreciating to me. I love that. That's going to give more depth. So don't worry about that. And yes, you can paint both parts with a brush if you need to. But I just want to show you just a little bit of what on this. So, oops, got the sides. Look at that. Man, I'm a dope. Got everything there. There we go. So that's it, guys. I'm going to get back at it, and when I have more to share, I'm going to turn the camera on, so I'll see you soon. Alrighty, I have something to share here in a couple of minutes with Mr. Jack. I'm not going to share it just yet. But also, I'm working on the bridge, and remember how I airbrushed? I let everything dry good, and then I clear coated it, and it dried. But when I went to go try to mask, this happened. So what I'm going to do now is, I thought, okay, so I'm going to have to brush on the, the light blue, and yeah, I'm not happy with that. Black's a lot easier to hide the brush marks than the blue is. So what I am going to do now is, I've got my brush loaded, and and basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to try to keep to the edges, so I don't overdo the black, get too far over on the black. It's not that bad. It just, just want to make sure everything is good to go. And then I can touch up the black when it's time. So basically that's all I'm doing now, guys, is I'm going to head and airbrush this, and then I'll come back and hand paint the black, and then give it let it. I'm gonna let this time once I get this sprayed, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna wait for it to dry, and then I'm gonna brush on the black, and then I'm just gonna leave it. I am just gonna put it in here, and I'm gonna let it dry for the rest of the weekend. So keep my fingers crossed. So, all right, guys. Well, let me get back at it, and I'll get that Mr. Torrance ready to meet you guys here soon. Okay, real quick, getting at it. First thing I'm doing is I'm going through and sanding all these down the best I can. Now, yes, I did open it up, as you can see. That's okay, because I'm going to show you a little bit what I'm going to do. So this is the weapons control board that comes with the kit. Or, with this, sorry, trying to find the science. Oh, yeah, this is one. Sorry. All right, so this is the weapons board. And you have to, you trim down, and let me show you, because I have got to find, it just had you here. Goodness gracious. All right, here's Science Station. Okay, already sanded. It's pretty good. I might tweak it a little bit more. But with these boards like this, I am actually trimming out the control panels because, let's just say you look at this one here. And I got everything to fit, but now this is just too much for me. I don't want it to be that high up, because when I go back and look at the show and everything, you can see the instruments are raised off the panel, off the desk, but they're not they're not even higher, because like this one, you got the flat top part of the console, and then you got the stations on top. So what I did is I trimmed them down, or started trimming down, so I'm going to glue them just like that on top and leave the board the way it is. But yeah, okay, sorry. Now with the sanding part, after I get it trimmed down, I can put the part on there, and what I'm looking for is, everything doesn't have to be totally open to light it up. I just want to make sure there's not like any big bumps in there. And when I'm satisfied, then I'll go ahead and get this painted again, flat black, so I can put these guys on and deal with those. But that is what I am doing as of right now. I am sanding and cleaning and cleaning and sanding, guys. So, oh, and sorry, here we go. What do you think? I know I still got more to do, but yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah. So, yay! And if you're wondering about Mr. Torrance, he's in makeup right now, getting ready for his debut. So, I'm going to keep working on getting all the things sanded and getting everything ready to go. So, when I have more to share, I will return. Alright, I'm going to share something with you. I don't know if I've shared before, but you guys know I have a lot of sanders. Sandpaper, sand sticks, sand thing, and then I have my Cadram, my very gentle sander to help get things flushed out a little bit better. But I also have my Dremel, and a lot of times you're going to need the Dremel to help get it squared a little bit better, or a little bit finer flushed out. And that's what I'm doing. Is I've been trying with this, but sometimes it takes a while. So I thought, well, what the heck? You know what? I got another tool. Let me get my Dremel out. So I did, and I have this small, big, flat, round, not tapered or anything. So I'm using this one, and I'm going to sand out. So I'm gonna, when I start this, you won't have to hear this. Trust me. You won't have to hear me running it or anything. Trust me, that's the great thing about being able to make a video. And then when I get finished, I will get the sound back on and then kind of explain what I'm doing, guys. So, let's get to it. Okay, now that I got a big bunch of it done, I'm going to go back to my cadrum. And this is going to help me get all those little burrs off. Get those little burrs out, and then I can just... And if I need to go more when I get the part, I will, but... And then I'll take a piece of sandpaper and sand it more. But also another thing, make sure you go under, because if you don't, there's a lot of things that you can miss. And you think, okay, it looks good, and then all of a sudden, nope, what the heck did that come from? Oh. And then I will change the blade, because I have those, and I'll change it to another smaller taper, like this one, so I can flesh this out, the switchboard here. And basically, again, sometimes I'll nitpick a bit more, but now it's at a point where I can actually, when I need to do more, when I put the board and stuff on, I want to see how the fit is and how everything's looking, then I can adjust from there. But that's what I'm doing, sanding. And a key thing on a rotary sander or Dremel sander like this, and trust me, you're going to want one of these hand tool extenders. It works great, but the problem is it's also very powerful, and it'll take more than you actually want it to sometimes, because you'll be like, oh, it's going great, and then it'll hit like a burr or something in the plastic or in the styrene and just dig itself down. So be watchful of that. So, alright, well, I'm going to get back at it. Alright, guys, well, here is Mr. Jack. I haven't zoomed, I'll zoom in a minute, but here is Mr. Jack. I'll just give you a turn right there first. And you're going, well, aren't you? You're not carrying the camera. Yeah, I don't want to give you guys the shakes or get you seasick because I'm doing that. So let's start here, and we'll just slowly. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see more of that detail. Zoom in just a bit more so you guys can see that detail I did, sorry. And there's that, and let me zoom out a bit, and then on the bottom here, done. Now let's look at the base. So yeah, I went in and did gold to help give it a little bit of shine, but then on the snow, after I weathered it and I sealed it, I went and dry brushed with one of my color change paints to give it that kind of lost bluey winter feel. And then the lights, I did the same with another color change paint, but I'll show you guys that. Let's see if I can get a little more in there for you. Yep. Okay. Then let me zoom out a bit, and I'll slowly. That was fun. There's the axe, and then the best way I could do. Now I've learned from watching Lou over at Aztec Dummy. There's another way I could do the flannel look, thanks to his episode last week on the thing he found that is most amazing. But I did try to get it highlighted, and then here is Mr. Jack, his face. Here, let me bring it back down so you can maybe see a little bit of that. Yep. And then just like so. Not too shabby. I'm happy. Alright guys, well, let me get things moved around. Alright guys, well this is where I'm going to end it so I can get the video put up and get all the pictures of the Mr. Torrance there. So yes, Jack is now done and loving it, and my client is just like, oh wow, loves it, loves it. And then, I know, just chairs, but more work's getting done, and now that I'm finished with Mr. Torrance, I'll probably be going a little bit harder. But yeah, that was fun. And those are the aftermarket chairs from Lake Monster Effects. If I got it right, I'll look again. But so yeah, not bad. Alright guys, well with that, have a great, safe and fun weekend. Have a great, safe and fun week next week, and I'll see you guys back here on the bench.